Hello YouTube, today at Power Jack repair we got the ASUS Republic of Gamers G751J. The prior video was about why ASUS ROG laptops come here all the time. This is a slightly different model. It doesn't have exactly the same problem as the newer Republic of Games. This one has a much larger connector. This is not a proprietary connector. It's right, so on the newer ASUS ROG, we got much smaller tip that gets oxidized inside. On this ASUS ROG, the tip is an ideal shape. It's all nice and shiny on the inside. If you look closely, you see how the light reflects it. So it's all nice and shiny. There is no orange, there is no oxidation, nothing. But the client says it doesn't work anymore and he had to wiggle the connector. Basically, he would plug it in and he would wiggle it. And I could feel the... you can basically feel that the connector probably isn't in the best shape, but I think there is a connector that sits on a tiny motherboard, and maybe that tiny motherboard is what not doing the justice. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, so I stated on the website, guys, text instead of polling, so the text keeps coming in, so I have to interrupt the videos. Anyways, what I was saying was the connector is probably faulty because it doesn't want to work anymore and people have to jiggle the connector. And the problem here is simply because the power supply is 11.8 amps. I haven't seen a single connector that can handle 11.8 amps. If you go to the connector websites, there are only two companies that manufactures them. None of them are rated for this kind of amperage. So, and the reason why I am in business, because this connector is rated for like maybe 6 amps, and this is 11.8 amps going through it, and obviously it's gonna break. So that's, again, that's the reason why, you know, nobody reads anymore. So they just keep putting connectors that can handle the truth. So. Alrighty. Probably the bit is incorrect, so let's see if we can just unscrew it using just a regular screwdriver. Something wrong with that bit. Let's see if I can put another one on. Alright, so this is longer, this is shorter. Let's see. I'm not sure if I have the... No, this is good enough, alright. Okay, so there are long screws and there are short screws, so when you put it all back together, make sure you put it in the right spots. Alright, good job. Alright, okay, alright. And alright, so here, let's see. They already been bent. Okay, never mind, let's do something else here. Should be another screw right here. Alright. Let's take this guy off. Alright, so short and short screw. Another short screw. And here we get really small screws. All right. Okay, one of the screws seems to be unscrewed, so I'm just gonna tighten it up. All right, so this one gonna go to the left, and this one gonna go to the right. All right, good job. Now let's open up this guy. Ready, and we got two more screws here. Really tiny, really tiny connector. All right. Uh-oh. All right, so how do I get it out of here now? If I bend this guy a little bit. Come on. Come on, babe. Okay, how did you end up underneath the plastic? That's the question. Let me see, can I maybe kind of guide it out like that? Then remove the screw. Yeah, good job. Good job. All right, wonderful. So, yeah. All right, so this laptop probably comes out the other way around. So we need to flip it over. Probably this thing should come out. All right, we need to connect this cable here. That got disconnected by itself. Next thing we can probably deal with just removing the microphone. All right, so you're probably gonna be like that. All right. Here we got 3 cables here underneath, which we want to disconnect. Oops, four cables. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's set that aside. And here is the connector, and it seems like connector sitting on the separate motherboard. All right. So let's continue taking the whole thing apart, but I need to disconnect the battery first because I don't want to short anything here. So disconnected the battery. Let's see if we can take the take this guy off. All right. And alrighty. 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 Okay. Lots of rubber stuff. Strange. Even though it says X right there, there was a screw in there. I'm not sure why. Ah, that's probably because they break it. Okay, so it's because of the bracket. Now let's open up this guy, because I need to disconnect the LED and I need to disconnect the Wi-Fi, and that's how we take the screen off. So first you disconnect the LED and the Wi-Fi, and then you unscrew the strange, the battery doesn't come out. Well, maybe it doesn't need to come out. Let's not break anything. So 2 screws here, screw here, screw there. Let's see, those 2 screws. Alright, so we got 2 extremely long screws on this board, so I'm just gonna shove them back right in, so I wouldn't mess anything up. Alright. Good job. And yeah, the connector sits on one of the tiny boards, but I'm sure the board is fine. Sometimes maybe those connections here, like right here, are not solid contact because you wiggle it, you wiggle it, you wiggle it, and those guys might not conduct the electricity because why is there? Okay, so alrighty, let's keep going. Alright, now you know what, I would rather leave it here because otherwise it doesn't go anywhere, so I'm just gonna leave it here. It goes to that it goes to that cover here. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Quite honestly, I think if I move that board up a little bit, it should break and take me, but I don't want to break anything. So anyways, let's remove the whole thing. All right, and here we need to disconnect this guy, and it's taped. And you just want to do something like that, but the thing is not going to come out because there is a wall right there casing. Okay, come on. Good job. All right. Next thing you know is let's disconnect this guy, and we want to disconnect this guy here. We want to disconnect the screw right here. All right. And by the way, if you're watching it on a phone, you can zoom in and zoom out on the Androids, and I'm sure you can do the same on the iPhone, just like zoom in, zoom out. And if you're watching it in 4K on a big TV, you can pretty much see. All right, so what's just okay? So we got one more screw right here. Those hidden screws. All right, are we still not there yet? Something is holding something down. Okay, so let's get this guy out. Take this guy out here like that. And you know what? The laptop been hardly used because there's no dust anywhere. Strange. Usually it's full of dust. And compared to the later model of ASUS ROGs, like the one on the previous videos from yesterday, that has like really thin type of heatsink. This one has a really thick, so this one doesn't suffer from CPU overheating and GPU overheating because the heatsink is nice and fat, fans are nice and fat, so all the dust takes forever to accumulate here. You see how big those heatsinks are compared to the compared to what they start to do now, where the heatsink is like even less than, like, nowadays the heatsinks are like this fat, like this big, all right, like this, like not like this big, but like this big, and they get stuck with dust, and that's the reason why the ASUS ROG fails the later models. All right, so here let's set this guy apart. What's this stuff here? All right, let me clean up. I don't wanna catch any metal onto the board. All right, so good job. Let's flip this guy over. Let's see what we got here. All right, is it probably there is a screw someplace there? Oh, there is no screw. One thing I keep forgetting to do is to put this tape on top back onto this guy, and it might cause a short. Okay, so we disconnect this guy here just by pulling it upwards. All right, good job, good job. Now here is the problem. This connector needs to be taken off from the motherboard by a soldering iron and a hot air. The problem here is those pins might come out, and those two guys also come off the motherboard, and this guy as well, because the board is so small. Once you apply some heat to it, everything just starts to fall off and starts to melt. So this connector is not that easy to work on as you think it should be, but I will show you how I work on it, and hopefully I'm not gonna mess up any of the connections here. Again, tiny board, should not take too much heat. Just add some leaded base solder to the connectors. And by the way, how's the focus here? All right, okay. And pop this guy right out, and then put exactly the same. I got a connector which is a later model than this, because this is from, let's see, this connector is much later model than the one I'm gonna install. I will show you the differences in a second. Alrighty, so that's the connector upside down. I'm not sure where the focus is at right now, but anyways, the time it takes me to focus. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the flux on top of the connector. I'm gonna power up my soldering iron. This seems to be much better focus now. Let's do this. All right, so what I did, I added some leaded base solder to the, how's the focus? The focus is not where it needs to be. All right, so let's remove this. All right. All right, okay. So let's see if we can get this guy out of there safely. I just need something like that right here. All right. and nothing, doesn't want to melt. Oh, that's why, because my temperature was set to work on much lower. Wasn't made for desoldering, it was set to nothing pretty much. I just changed the temperature. Let's see if we're gonna be able to make it work. It's not going. Let's do a bit more. Like that. Alrighty. Good job. Alright. So let's change the focus to this guy. Are we in focus? We're in focus. Alright. Now, where is my... Okay. Alright, so this autofocus is killing me. Just give me 1 second, let me fixate it. Alrighty, so I did shut down the autofocus. Let's try and remove as much solder as possible from the holes of the connector. Alright, but because the board got cooled down because I was playing around with the autofocus, it doesn't want to suck as much as it was prior to that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add more leaded base solder. Leaded base solder gonna mix with the unleaded base solder more, and that will let me suck all the solder from the board much better. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do slightly different thing. All right, so that's the old connector. We're gonna do. All right, so what I'm doing here, I'm putting just a little bit of heat on top of the board, not too much. That should help me out a bit to melt up All right, looks good to me. That's the final product. You see how every single hole is nice and empty and nothing got damaged. So yeah, let me show you under the microscope. All right, so burn my fingers. All right, so here. You see the plastic on the sides is not damaged. You got every single hole nice and empty. Those guys didn't come off the motherboard. There is something got stuck in here. Something temporary. No big deal. Okay. What we got here? All right, let me take care of that. Where is the rate? Seems like some sort of... Okay, so good. Cleaned up, yeah. Good job. Let me get this guy also nice and straight. So this is all one part trace. So this trace, it's all the same. This is a different trace together with this trace. And this one is... Right. Oh, this is not connected. Okay, I see. All right, good job. So what I want to do is I want to find a new connector. Just like this one. Let's see what's wrong with this connector. Doesn't look bad at all. Nope. Not bad at all. Let me see if I could probably do something like that. Maybe oxidation on the arms, but in theory should work. Let me see. Could be not the jack to begin with. Doesn't look bad at all. I mean, yeah, some wear and tear, but don't seem like anything is an issue. All right, so let's see. This is the new type of connector. You see it has more, the face is slightly different. Let me see what's the main differences. Why? Ooh, I see the difference. I see the difference now. You see the difference? I see the difference. Here is the situation. Take a look at this spring. Take a look at that spring. Take a look at this spring. Take a look at that spring. And this spring. And that spring. And the inner. This is the positive right here. This is a positive. This is the positive that's supposed to, you see? Once you put the plug in, it makes a connection. You put the plug in, it makes the connection. You put the plug in, makes the connection. You see the improvements in the new connector? It has a bump on every single one of those springs. Bump, 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 and bump. Ooh, I see the difference too now. Here's the difference. This guy, when I shove this guy here, that spring is really, really, really like this one, just a little tiny force is required to move the spring here. Just like nothing. Nothing. So it's probably the problem is this spring here, and that spring here, and this one is extremely easy. The contact of the spring is not that solid to the inside of the barrel, because those springs, they are not really, it's not a solid contact. It's like I put this guy in there, like tiny little guy here. Let me show you. You see it starts to spring right away. So the springs are probably worn out on the negative, probably on the negative parts as well. Now the negative, this negative is hard and this negative is hard. So I guess this tiny one and this one, let me see the spring here. Yeah, this spring is much, much harder. And it seems like those bumps, this bump, this bump, this bump, and this bump were added so that even when you shove it in, those bumps, yeah, I mean, those springs are, I can't even move it with my hands all the way. Yeah, wow. Okay, so I see the difference now. Okay, so probably the springs got weak because of the too much current, and the too much current doesn't make a solid contact. So hopefully, let's put the new connector in and hope that it's gonna, let's see, and hope it's gonna be all right. All right. Let's put the, putting some flux on. All right. All right, good job. Now, I would honestly like for it to be supported by something, because right now, I would usually do it differently, but because I'm making a video, let's try and see, maybe it's gonna be okay. Hold on. Let's see. All right, let's do it. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. Again, that's not the way how to do it, but I'm just showing it to you so that you would have a better perspective. All right, okay. All right, now let's do this side. Good job. There is no support right now because the whole thing is on the microscope, and my microscope doesn't go up as much to put this guy into the brackets. So let's do something like that. All right. Now, those of you who don't like my soldering job right now, just wait. All right. This is not the final solution. All right. So here I need to make sure that this guy is soldered here. Good job. This guy is soldered right there. Good job. And this guy should be soldered here. Come on. Come on. All right, excellent. Let's add a little bit more solder right here. Let's add a little bit more solder right here. More solder right here. All right, now do something else. So what I'm doing now, I'm just making sure that the solder gonna penetrate the motherboard all the way through. All the way through. all the way through. Those are two negatives, they could be joined together. It's even probably better, in my opinion, to do it like that. You see how it penetrated in? Everything just got sucked in. Right there. So the sides, the supports, I'm not really that worried. I'm mostly worried about the negatives and the positives. Good job. Excellent. Now let me show you the final product. Alrighty. We're just gonna wash this guy up. And where are my brushes? Here they are. Uh-oh. It's all flux, so just let me remove the flux from the brush. Let's add a little bit more here. Let's try one more time. Alright, you see how clean everything is nowadays? Alright. Excellent. Excellent. Good job. Don't want any flux anywhere else. Oh, you know what? Here, take a look right there. You see how some of them don't have as much solder inside? Huh. Okay, let's take a look on the other side. No, let's first take a look at the zoomed. Right. Yeah, you see how some of them don't have enough solder. Huh. Could that be a problem too? You know what? While I'm here, let me add some solder to both of those rows. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's see. Good job. Good job. So now I know this area is soldered just fine. Let's add a little bit more solder here. Good job. Excellent. Alright, so now I know for sure that the connection is solid everywhere. And I melted my gloves. Alright, let me change the gloves. Alright, so that's what I called a perfect. Alright, looks good to me. Good job. Clean it up. No. Alright, so let's clean it up. Alright, let me clean it up outside of the microscope. Alrighty, so now here's the question, do I put it like that? So everything got soldered through. Alright, let's see, probably yeah. So and if you look carefully, everything even soldered through on this side, on the top side as well, on that side, because I was generous with hot air. All right, so let's see. All right. All right, let's see, hold on. And we need to put it in. Hey, hello. Hello. All right, so like that. Like that, like that, and like that, okay? Now, as I told you, I keep forgetting to put this guy on. This guy has a whole bunch of crap on it. Probably from dust. All right, so now we have this guy here. This is a really important piece of the equation, trust me. All right, so I put this guy here, and it doesn't want to stick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some tape so it would stay in place. Right. All right, good job. Now let's bring this guy over. Something here was broken right there, yeah. All right, where are you at? Like that. Like that. Some dust here. And we bring it like that. And those two guys go on top. Right. And this guy goes here. Oh, hold on. I don't have a top view. All right, so here. Let's connect this guy. Like that. And like that. Good job. Good job. Excellent. Excellent. Or not excellent. Let's see. All right. Just want to make sure that the holes align. Holes might not align because I put some tape in there, and that tape isn't doing the job I wanted to do. All right, so here I'm gonna put the. I think that's too long for it. Yeah. Shorter screw. No. One. Yeah. Okay. So probably. Wait up. All right. So this one goes here. That goes here, and this one probably goes right there. Right. Okay. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Wonder why doing well. It's perfectly aligned now, so I want to put the screws here. All right, so let's see. Well, I can put that on because the fan is not there yet, so we're gonna install the fan. Connect this guy here in. Now there should be probably a screw holding the fan down, like that. And be extremely careful here. Now this goes here. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Are those two different screws? No, they're identical, so you're good to go here. You are good to go. Wait up, what's wrong with the focus here? Is that focus gonna jump too on me? Here, let me get this out of the way. All right, is that focus better? Hopefully. Right, so I don't like when the camera jumps the focus all the time. Too sensitive, I guess, here. like that. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to connect this cable here for the speakers. All right. Torque is set to 1. Not sure about this one, but I think it's gonna be all right. Okay. Just want to make sure that this guy is holding right here. Okay. All right, good job, good job. Yeah, looks good to me. Now let's connect the screen, because we cannot do anything unless this guy is connected and the Wi-Fi is connected. Okay, so here, this 4 connected from the top. All right, let's do the screen. So here, oh, you know what? I forgot? I forgot the battery. That's the battery here, and the battery right there. You probably don't even need to unscrew them since the battery stayed in place. All right, so here, this guy. Where and how do you go around this guy? Like that, or like that? Probably like that. Okay, so like that. Okay, so how do we connect this to that? All right. Alrighty. Something like that. What do I? Okay, so here we go. So here we got. Okay. And probably. Uh-oh. I'm out of screws already. Strange. Well, this one definitely gonna go right here, I assume. Right? Nope, no, it didn't. Okay, so this one goes right here. All right. Now what we got on the other side is something like that. Good job. Okay, so like that. Like that. And that's it. I have no more screws. Strange. Well, I guess we're gonna take the screws here. Wait, why is... No. Okay, so those two go right there. This guy goes here. Probably this guy goes right here. All right, I found the screws. They were in a different bin. And this guy goes right here. And that guy goes right there. Good job. And this guy goes here. Okay. And I have screws left. Okay, so that one gonna go through here, and that one gonna go through there. Oh, okay, so here. Let's see if this one is deep enough. Yeah, okay, so all good. Here we are all good. So the fat screws are here, here, here and there. Smaller screws are this guy, this guy, this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy. That seems like the right solution. Okay. So what we need to do now is first of all connect this guy here, the LED LCD cable. Then we connect it like let's get it on top, click it in. All right. All right, so what we got with this cable is going somehow like that. How do you want me to guide it through? Yeah, probably something like that. Okay. All right. Yeah, here. Now we got the black cable here. So white goes to white, and black goes to careful. Okay, good job. Good job. All right. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Got one more screw left here. Put it right here. Oh wow, how long is the video? Okay. And what else we got? Do we got any more? Oh, I got one more screw. Seems like it's gonna go here. Okay. Let me take a look if we are all set. Oh, there's some hair everywhere. Yeah, I think that's good. So they want to connect this first and then connect. Let's see if I can just do this connection here. All right. And we got, okay, so this one gonna go right here. Right here. Come on. And so this gonna go right here. This one we will connect later. And this we connect now, right? That's it. Well done here. And we connect this guy here. The battery cable. Now we move this guy a little bit like that. And we're gonna connect the keyboard cable. And we're gonna connect that LED cable for the light bulbs. Okay. And that's how we reassemble it back. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Come on. Come on, what's wrong? Why are you not sniping here? Lucky that. Okay, good job. I was thinking something isn't right. So here. Now we got this cable here that we want to connect to here. And you wanna oh, you suck. All right. So there is something bouncing on the inside. So I need to take everything apart and see what it is that bounces around, because that could be some sort of metal piece. Or something just fell out. All right, let's see. All right, probably some sort of plastic came out from this side and fell off to the floor, and I can't find it. So, but there's no more noise, so there's no noise left inside the laptop, so it should be good. Okay. All right. Ready? Okay. Yep. So here we got this guy. We got this guy here. And we got this here. I think one of the screws went in the wrong place. Seems to me strange. Maybe not. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's make, let's say, is that the one or is it not the one? No. All right, so it seems like one screw got put in the wrong place, and I need to match up a screw. All right, found the matching screws for screw 4 right here. Already put it in. And let's see, cover goes on top like that. Okay, we got the screw here. Alrighty, now the hard part. Now I think the small screw goes right here. Another small screw goes right there. And another small screw goes right here. All right, now we figure out where the smallest ones go, and the rest of them, let's see if there's any difference in them. No, the rest of them are all the same size. So, okay, so the rest of them go here. So the longest screws basically go here. I'm pretty sure the whole thing gonna work because the new jack has those bumps on the pins, and I think those bumps should make the whole world of difference of having a solid connection to the jack. Again, 11.8 amps, you can't just conduct it through like through tiny little springs that can't hold a all right, so here, no, I was thinking it's here, no, okay, right there, all right, here, good job, here, right there, right there. You know, ASUS, is that ASUS? Yeah, ASUS. Did so much, you know, rubber stuff here, rubber stuff there, but to put a normal connector in place, was it so hard to do? Okay, so that's not it. This one goes here. But you know, there are much worse laptops out there than ASUS, so I'm not gonna say that ASUS is a bad laptop. I don't own any ASUS products, and I don't own any Apple products either, due to radiation. All right, so here. All right, good. So let's see if the whole thing gonna work in our for this repair. All right. Oh wow, a good job here. Everything is solidly secure. Now, guys, I would appreciate a like, comment if you like. Let's see if the whole thing gonna work. Now, you know, sometimes the cable might be bent right here and might not conduct the electricity. You see how bent this guy is? Like right there, it shows some brutal work. So, I mean, like some brutal bending. Let's take a look if it's it gives me 20 volts. Okay, so for those who are gonna comment on the type of my analog voltmeter, I do have a top of the line meter here. Just by the time I power it up, I will I will measure the voltage 20 times. Wow, nice and solid. Like it doesn't even move. It's so solid, it doesn't move. We see the red light here. You see the red light here once I plug it in. Okay, let me show you again. So you see the red light goes away. Now I'm gonna plug it in. Very solid connection, extremely solid connection. Red light comes up, press the power button, and we should see Republic of Gamers on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and you guys take care and have a good day. I'm just gonna test the touchpad, the keyboard, and whatever else is gonna let me test. And maybe I'm gonna show you the that it's charging right there. Yeah, right there it's charging. You wanna zoom in on your screen, and right there you can see it's charging. Let's see if the sound works, touchpad works, keyboard connected. Let me see if I can type something in here. All right, so the keyboard works. Wi-Fi available. Wi-Fi available. Yeah, Wi-Fi shows up. Yeah, so everything should work. Touchpad, sound, Wi-Fi, keyboard, and we are 0 available. Okay, so let's see. Right there it shows 0. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes for it to charge up. All right, to make sure that the battery goes up a little bit. And yeah. All right, we'll set it aside, upload the video. Thank you guys, and take care. Bye.